On the road tonight, there is a guy in a van and watch everything around. He's happy because he got some new figures to display and to pose with awesome articulation. And this guy is ShartimusPrime, and he's happy tonight. And he's so happy when he's driving around the world with his review. He's ShartimusPrime. He's ShartimusPrime. He's a rock and roll man. He's a punk rock man. This is ShartimusPrime. He's a big dude, a powerful guy. ShartimusPrime.
Oh. Hey, what's up? Whoa,
Nice.
how are you doing,
just
Alan?
a sneak peek, because in the future will be a show with drums and piano. This is just a sneak peek.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you're a musician.
Nice. Whoa, gotta keep my eye on the road. Yeah.
He's on the road, my friends, because he has a big tour around the world with his rock band.
Yeah.
So now he's very busy, ShartimusPrime.
The Mang's coming to a town near you. You right there.
Yes. Yes, and today we are freaking awesome. My friends, take a look at my classy style.
Oh yeah. I got the pins, and more pins. More. Oh,
Yes,
shoot,
yeah.
sorry.
Oh, there is an accident! Oh my God! What happened?
Oh, totally driving here. Totally driving.
You find a big truck, my friends.
Yeah.
You find a big truck.
Yeah. Gotta be careful. Thanks so much for having me back on, Alan. I really appreciate it. Sorry, it has to be a little bit shorter than I really wanted it to be, but it's after the COVID stuff. It's crazy how busy everything has gotten. Like,
Yes, because it's like a rebirth to everything now.
Right
after the quarantine.
Was it my kid's friend's birthday party? Like the fact that we can do something like that. I have a gig again tomorrow morning. I'm playing the jazz combo, and it'll be our third gig in the last 3 weeks. Like every Sunday, I've been playing there since Father's Day. I've been playing this outdoor jazz gig, and it's the first time I've been gigging since COVID. And oh my God, it makes me so happy to do it. Like, but
Awesome, man.
It's a little bit stressful though, having everything come back. Right? Because
maybe it's also weird because become unusual. See, become everywhere because it was unusual because there is church near my house.
Oh yeah,
it's just 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. just to bell to ring, because imagine on the midnight, down in the midnight.
Oh wow, 12 dings.
12 dings and 2 times, because I don't know why after every 2 minutes ring another time the same time. Maybe because the priest wondered that we can forget time.
Or maybe to make sure everybody heard it, right? If you did hear,
exactly.
You need 12 more. Bang, bang.
And also in the Sunday, because in the Sunday there is the ceremony of the Sunday of the church. I sleep in the morning. I usually sleep in the morning because I'm a man of the night. So you can wonder my feeling when I sleep in the morning. I heard this stuff. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, God, that's got to be rough. Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
I hear the sound I wake up to a lot of the time is it's kind of like a high pitched machine gun sound from my youngest daughter.
Oh my God.
That's the sound I wake up to a lot of the time. It's not fun.
As I told you, now I am very inside of Mythic Legions. In my opinion, these figures are different of everything, because these Mythic Legions are. I told you a story. Listen to this story. And I believe a few days before our last stream together, I made my first stream to stream with Cornboy, the Four Horsemen. And during the interview, he talks to me about the Mythic Legions, the proportion between the character and this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, 2 nights later, I had a dream. And that dream, I had a bunch of Mythic Legions figures. And when I woke up, I thought, what happened? I never had these Mythic Legions in my house, in my toy room. I haven't, these guys. So I go to the site of the Four Horsemen. I saw this character, orc, skeletons, or dwarf, barbarian. I like HeroQuest. I like Lord of the Rings. This stuff. This world. Allora, started to me, inside of me, growing up a project of stop motion series, and I got some figures of that.
Nice.
And my first feelings I got for the first one was a king of dwarf called King Brandon, a dwarf, a king dwarf. And I remember the first figure that I opened, I was excited and surprised because of the details. Because it's like to see in your hands a character jump out from some movie in your hands. And when I display my first 6 figures in the same way on the desk, I watch this guy, I feel it. Now they start to walk in a few moments because they're so real. Mm-hmm. It looks like to watch a story, mm-hmm. because they suggest you a story. It's a big push for the creativity, this stuff. So mm-hmm. I blow in my mind for that, and I start to collect a schedule, a type of characters, and start to stop motion. And so now I am inside of Mythic Legions a lot.
That is awesome. It's an incredible toy line. I love what the Four Horsemen do. I have the Equidron figure. I want to do a review of it myself and maybe some stop motion, because it is like the paint wash, even like on the bone, and the way they have it applied, and the shiny cast iron metals that they have on their armor and everything. I mean, it's just, everything is just so realistic. It pops so well that they're sculpted. I mean, yeah, they are fantastic pieces, and I like, they're not the most articulated figures, but you can still do a lot, and they still have a ton of articulation. It's not like I only wish like the Equidron maybe had double jointed elbows, but like at the same time, it looks so amazing that I tend to get a little bit more forgiving and on them for that, not having all of the articulation points when it looks so spectacular.
Yes, also because, in my opinion, but it's just my vision a little bit. I prefer save the shape of the figure, no? Because with much articulation, sometimes you lose a little bit. Maybe you can pose better your figure, yes, but you lose a little bit the shape of the figure, because the double joint for the elbow or for the knee, you find something that is not so realistic, not with the elbow, with the double joints. You can make better pose for your figure, but you lost a little bit the shape. In my opinion, for the Mythic Legions, the type of the big deal of Mythic Legions is not articulation, is the details, the paint job, this artistic stuff. So, in my opinion, if this type of figures with double joints could be a problem because of the shape of to save the shape of the sculpt. In my opinion,
yeah, I mean, from my perspective, that's always the give and take, right? You add articulation, but you lose some sculpt. You want to add sculpt, you lose some articulation, right? But I always think the best way to go is to get the nicest look with the most articulation at the same time. And it's always a balance. It's always a tricky balance, right? I'm hardcore about the articulation, but I have seen figures where it looks ugly sometimes, where it has too much. If it gets you can go too far with it. But I think, honestly, the Mythic Legion stuff, I think it's okay the way it is. Like, I mean, I always, when it comes to the elbows, maybe I wish they could bend in more, but they look, again, like they look so awesome that I tend to get more forgiving. You know what I mean? It's like some other things. You know what I mean? You can forgive flexibility for beauty.
Yes. It's two different philosophy of action figures. One is with the first step, more articulation, because pose your figure is important things, and the other philosophy is the sculpt, as the shape, and the artistic way. Because another things that I understand when I got these figures for Mythic Legions, that the people behind this stuff are true artists, because we know many toy companies, especially they make toys, but especially to make business, because the toy company want to get for money also, no?
Mm-hmm.
But for the performance, you understand that these guys work many years for other company, and they finally created their own styles, their own figures, their own way. So you understand that if you're an artist and you watch these figures, the quality of these figures, you understand that the people behind are collector too, but also artists, because of these unbelievable details. For example, I showed that figures to my mom, to my brother, to my girlfriend, and they aren't collectors. But they were surprised for the details, for the accurate of each details of the skin, of the fingers, of the everything. So because of that, it is a big go. I like that because I like the realistic stuff also. Like I like also at the same time the cartoon accurate figure also. I like this type of figures. So I like that, and in general, I understand that sometimes when I show one of my other figures with my someone that don't a collector, is not a collector. He isn't a collector. Sometimes my English become crazy.
Oh, it's all good, man. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to get into conversations in another language. Yeah, I know. No, you're doing great.
You speak other language also?
I speak some Spanish. I can speak Spanish just a little bit, but I mean, it's like your English is better than my Spanish. So it's like,
because you can if you understand Spanish, you can also understand Italian, because it's not so far from Spanish.
Yeah, it's always so bizarre to me when I hear Italian people speak, because like I understood that. Like, wait, I know what he said. Like, it's like so many similar words. I mean, it comes, it's the lineage of the language comes from Italian, right? It's like all.
For example, to tell in Italian, what do you mean right now? You mean that in Italian, I tell in Italian now. Che in spagnolo ci sono diverse parole simili all'italiano. This is the Italian translation of your concept.
Wait. Do you want to say something to me in Italian to see if I can understand?
Yes.
Okay.
Because earlier I told you in Italy the same thing that you told me in English. You told me that some Spanish words are similar with Italian, not? You told me that. Yeah. I told you in Italian the same things. I translate in Italian your words.
The words are versatile in the other language, right? I think that's what I heard you say.
Yes, you say right now, for example, if I translate what you told before, I forget now.
Oh, okay. But I'm curious, if you say something to me in Italian, I'm curious to know how much of it I can understand.
I try. Okay. I give you an Italian words for you, an Italian phrase.
Okay.
Caro Ras, ti piacciono I Ramones?
Say Well, say the first word again.
Caro Ras. Caro Ras, your name. Ti piacciono? Do you like I Ramones, the Ramones? This was a question.
That one I didn't catch any words.
Caro. Caro mean caro is like dear. Dear in Italian is caro.
Oh, okay. Caro, okay. Almost like from corazon a little bit, or well, I don't know.
No, corazon. No, corazon is heart. Heart,
heart.
In Italian, corazon is cuore.
Ah, okay.
Heart, cuore.
Ah, nice. Wow, God, yeah. It's still a very different language. I have my mom's friend used to watch us. I remember when she was learning Italian, but she already spoke fluent Spanish, but she wanted to learn Italian on top of it. Yeah. But so she had to learn a lot still. I was like, but they sound so similar. You should already know it. She's like, no, it's still different. But there are still there's still a lot of similarities in there.
In my opinion, to understand a language, you need a passion for that. For example, I learned English, not just at school. At school, I was bad with wrestling because I like wrestling, especially the old school. I like the golden era, the era of Hulk Hogan, Under the Giant, the stuff. Mm-hmm. And learn English because I rewatch many times the DVD of the 80s. I start to learn English like that. And sometimes I tell you weird things. Sometimes I'm Italian, but because I do review in English right here. I do another channel, Wrestling Channel with Ara Magnetti, a channel of wrestling. Reaction every week for wrestling in English. Sometimes I think in English. This is the weird thing.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Yeah. That's great. I've had that. I went to Mexico a couple, 2 years ago, and I was speaking a lot of Spanish. Whenever I go to another country where I'm speaking a lot of Spanish, like that'll happen to me, or you don't know what language you said it in, right? Like, wait, did I say that in English or did I say that in Spanish? Like, you may think you're like, wait, did I say that in Italian or did I say that in English? Right? Sometimes you're like, wait, what language? Or you think it in your head in the other language, right? Like sometimes you talk to yourself in your head in the other language.
Because by the way, my grandmother was British, so I have some English blood inside. So a little bit.
Nice. I have some Scottish blood, but we used to think it was English, but it's actually Scottish.
So, but I think that the English language is. I don't know what they mean. What translate the concept, but the English language is more inside the concept. With English, it's like a big punch to get the concept immediately. Italian is a little bit slow. So maybe the reason why I start also to think in English sometimes is because with the English, you get more things than one word in Italian. One word in English basically got the full concept. In Italian, you need many words to describe the same things.
Okay, so a lot of adjectives.
Yes, adjectives. A lot of words is articulated. The Italian.
Okay.
I believe that in music, speaking of music, English is the best language ever because it is a musical language. English is better than Italian.
You think so? I thought Italian, all the opera singing and all that stuff. I always thought
yes, yes for opera. But speaking of pop music, rock music, the English language worked better.
I always assumed it's super hard to learn English because it has so many other languages mixed in with it as well. There's so many things that we say that we have a lot of Dutch, We have a lot of French. We have a lot of
Also,
Latin,
also,
Italian,
also Italian. Also, there is some words in Italian. For example,
a lot of
um,
Italian.
sorta. You in English you say also sorta, kinda, sorta. I saw something like that. And
Uh-huh.
sorta in Italian is sorta, the same word.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yes,
It's sort of is the same thing.
the same things. For example.
Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, that's a trip. Yeah, I would have never thought of that. Jeez. But yeah, I also know that there's like a lot of like, fundamentals of the language that come from Italy and everything too. Like a lot of like the Latin based stuff, right? That's a big part of it and everything. So yeah, there's a lot. It's fascinating, man. But yeah, at the same time, we have a lot. We also speak in weird ways, right? Like, don't we have a lot of weird phrases that we use that kind of are a little bit jarring? Like if we say something, I forgot the word for what I'm trying to describe, but it's like not euphemisms, but it's raining like cats and dogs.
Oh, okay.
Like things like that. You know what I mean? Like we have weird phrases that we say that like
Yes.
don't make sense, right?
Like the phrase "don't feed the troll" for the web, for example. Don't feed the troll.
Exactly. Yeah, don't feed the troll. It's like if you're learning English, you're like what the fuck? Or excuse me, like what the heck are they talking about? You know what I mean? Like what are they saying? Don't feed the troll. Like okay, or yeah, things like that have always got to be kind of a little bit jarring to.
And for example, my stop motion with the stone troll, another awesome figure of Mythic Legions, huge figures. I made a stop motion with this one, and I call it the episode with the stone troll. Don't feed the stone troll to give two different way for the phrase.
There you go. Awesome. Yeah. Don't feed the stone troll. I like that. I like that a lot. That's cool. But yeah, which one? I'm curious to know which one of your new Mythic Legions is your favorite one, though. Like out of all of those.
Big question. My favorite is Vorthog. Vorthog is a
the
orc.
bat one, right?
Vorthog is a orc. Vorthog.
Oh, it's an orc. Oh, okay.
Is the guy. If you saw the thumbnail of this video together, I put this guy on your shoulder in the thumbnail.
Oh, okay.
He's an orc with a beard. An orc with a beard.
Nice. Awesome. I'm looking forward. I have Equidron, but I'm also looking forward to the bat one. I think that one's Varg. I'm not sure.
The bad one, maybe you mean Arethir, maybe. He's a guy with a flame, a demon.
No, it's a bat. It's like the face looks like a bat. And then there's like add-ons you can get for the bat wings.
Ah, yes, and with the wings also. Yes, I pre-ordered also that is Varg. Varg is the name.
Yeah,
it's
Varg.
Awesome,
right.
And
that
will be maybe shipped in the last quarter of 2021. I pre-ordered that. I put this guy in my project. If you want, I can show you my stop motion with the stone troll.
Yeah. Send me a link. I'm down to watch. Stop motion.
Okay. I give you the link on later, maybe.
Yeah. I'll check it out later on.
The stone troll is I don't know. For example, if you compare ogre size figure, the Equadron is ogre size figure because is 9 inches, I believe, the Equadron. And the Equadron between the stone troll looks like small because the stone troll is a huge figures.
Oh, really? Oh, it's that big. Oh.
And I like this stuff because we have you can find the little guys, the goblin. A little bit taller, you have the dwarf. A little bit taller, you have the elf. And a little bit larger, the barbarian, the human. A little bit taller also, the ogre. And the Equadron is the size, the half giant size. And a little bit bigger, we have the trolls. The different type of troll.
Yeah. God, those ones, yeah, they do look sick. I have a shelf just for like my four horsemen, and it's like Masters of the Universe mixed with Four Horsemen together. Because like when I first picked up Four Horsemen figures, I think it was when they were with Mattel doing the He-Man Masters of the
awesome
Universe.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome stuff. And the Master of the Universe Classics, awesome stuff.
Yeah, Masters of the Universe Classics. Yeah, that's what I was getting from them. Well, I bought that from my friend Sean Long. Actually, I got Skeletor and He-Man from Sean Long, and along with, I think, Panther and Battle Cat, I got separately somewhere else. But yeah, I have like that core setup over there, along with my Mythic Legions and Ravens and the Gothropolis. And I think I have some Seventh Kingdom figures too.
Yes.
Yeah. I like the animal. I like the ones based off of animals the most. Those are always cool to me.
They did in Mythic Legions. They did many characters, anthropomorphic character, with also the tribute of Master of the Universe. There is a guy called Parplor, and this guy is like a Panther version of Mythic Legions. And
Right.
Another thing, cool stuff of Mythic Legions.
There's a Mossman one kind of thing they did.
Yes,
too, right?
yes, he's a new this guy. Yes, an orc with the fur.
Yeah,
an orc with the fur body.
Yeah, the flocked orc. Yeah. I thought that was very clever too. Yeah, those guys are amazing. Super talented, super nice guys too. You're lucky you got to interview them and everything.
Yes, I did 2 interviews with Corbin. Amazing. Corbin is an amazing guy.
Yeah, super cool dude for sure.
Yes.
But
because they still with their passion. They still with their passion for their job. They are truly artists.
So I was sold on the Equidron because I got to see that in person. I got to see a painted prototype in person, and just the way that they showed it off, like they really have a lot of pride in their work. Like they're really. I mean, I'm not in an arrogant kind of way or anything like that, but there's just a lot of care in the way that they're handling the prototype and just the way that they're excited about introducing it and everything. It was just really cool to see how excited they were, to show it off and everything. And I was just floored with it. I couldn't stop staring at it. And oh man, I haven't put it on a shelf yet because I've just been keeping it around me a lot by my review station because I love that Equidron. I really do. I need to do a review. There's so much stuff I want to review that I don't have time to review. It's crazy. It sounds weird to say but it takes a long time to make a video. So and if I don't hit all the marks people want to see, then people get upset. But most people don't make videos themselves, so they just assume it's really easy, okay, edit, and then done.
Yeah.
It's not like that at all.
Me too. I have the same philosophy because I shoot in the video and later I edit everything without you have a program. So maybe the long time is not just shooting the video, but edit everything, cut. Also because my English is not a good English. So many times I cut that because my English was crappy. No, I don't like it. Cut. And maybe so when you like music, when you do video, more video you do, more you understand how to do the videos. Because you understand also your mistake. For example, when I shoot the video, I know this is a mistake because later in the editing what I did to save this stuff. So I retake the video, the part to do that. So it's like the music, like writing. As a writer, I don't trust in the school of become a writer, because the only way to become a writer is write, and you find your way. It's the only way. Because I also read the book, yes, but especially write. This is the only way to understand how writing a novel.
Right. Yeah. No, you're right about the writing. Yeah. And it's like with music too. It's kind of like, I mean, there's stuff you could learn, there's techniques you could pick up on, but that stuff isn't nearly as important as doing the activity over and over and over again. Like you have to You have to engage in doing it, because you're gonna see the stuff that you don't like happen. Like you're gonna see the bad stuff happen, and you're gonna learn to make things better. Like one trick that I learned, like while working on videos, is that if I make a mistake, I pause afterwards, right? So if I'm saying like, oh yeah, if you want to take a look at this guitar, if you want to take a look at this drumstick right here, you can do this. And I do that pause because when I'm editing and I see this, I edit with the sound. I don't watch, and I just cut when I see the sound.
Yes. I do the same things. I understand. I do the same thing.
So when it's flat and I see there's no sound, cut, snip it. And I know that that's where the mistake is. Now I'll leave a good space for me. So I'm like, okay, didn't always know that, I spent, there's some time where I spent not understanding that technique, but it's, little tricks like that. They make things go by a lot. It makes it faster. And, sometimes I edit while I'm taking pictures for the next review at the same time, because sometimes the computer's thinking, and I'm like, I don't have time to waste. I gotta go gotta go take pictures. I'm like, is that done yet? Like, I'm taking pictures. Is that done yet? Then sometimes that's how I make editing mistakes, is I'm trying to do too much at once, and sometimes things slip by, And you also have to be careful about doing too much.
Speaking of that, what do you mean about the science of the audio track, for example, the video track? I learned that before to start to become a YouTuber, because when I was only a musician, I produced my first album, but I published just one song in Italian. So I go in the studio, I watch the Pro Tools. Pro Tools is a software is a virtual mixer
I have Logic Pro.
Okay, and with if you use this type of program, use the video program. Is basically the same concept, because you need to cut, you watch the line, so it's not to us that the musician, we are inside that because we work in the studio.
That's where I learned it. Yeah, it's basically exactly. That's exactly where I picked up on it. Was working on music, is picking up on music, and because there is no video when you're working on music. It's only on the audio lines. So you could see, like when you're working the audio, you could see the you could see the little beep, beep, beep. So right before that first click, erase everything else in front of it, right? So yeah. It's exactly the same thing. The great minds. See,
we are on the same page, my friend.
Yeah. So it's exactly it. But yeah, and that's another thing I think about, is that I like being involved in the arts, some kind, especially with music. I feel like when people are in music, I feel like that tends to make better videos. I don't know. It's like some of my favorite YouTubers are also musicians, so I love seeing, like, are you familiar with Jobby the Hong and Thew Adams? Like, both of those guys are musicians, and they have some of the craziest videos out there. And so I think some of that is because they're musicians. They understand what it's like to work a crowd. They understand concepts like reading the room, right? Like when to get timing. Timing is really important, right? Like all those things you learn from music. Those are things that you pick up on music. I mean, sometimes people don't. Not everybody understands the experience of playing some music in front of a bunch of people and watching a look on their faces where they lose interest, right? It doesn't happen often, but it happens, right? Every musician has that story, has that experience where they're performing and you can see the look on their faces like that's like, that hurts, man. Like you feel that shit.
Yes.
So you learn to do your best at keeping their attention, because you don't want to feel that again.
Because we are also entertainers, so we need to do a show. For example, in my show, in my concert, I use dancer, model, many beautiful girls, for example.
Oh, yes.
and work very well with the crowd because they go because I sing with this girl, with the other one, they dancing with me, or me. I use many masks, many different outfits. I change my outfit. I have also a week like Mozart, for example, some stuff like that to create a show, or some wings like Dark Angel, some many stuff. Because to me the show is music, good lyrics, good music. So good music, good musician also, and good show. And so because of that, maybe better ironic show, self-ironic show is the better way, and the people become happy, laughing, and you got it. And maybe not too long the show. Maybe just 1 hour, because if you do a 1 hour show, they asking you another hour, and this is perfect.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you mean. It's all that. I love how you said the musicianship and good music is a priority, and then it's like after that you think of the show, right? Like it's the music's first, and then like I always like whenever I make a mistake or I hear something. I used to have a bad habit when I was playing music. If one of the other musicians made a mistake, I'll get upset, and I wouldn't get upset, but I would react. I'm playing my drums, you know what I mean? And I hear somebody else like, and I make this ugly face. And I saw that somebody was recording us, and I saw the video, and I'm like, oh no, there I am making the face. But I learned every time I hear a mistake, I just do this. And I hear the mistake, and I go like that. So, yeah.
Another technique to save the mistake in a show was the technique of Miles Davis, the trumpet man, Miles Davis, the jazz man.
Oh, yeah, I love Miles Davis.
It's a technique that I use also in my show. For example, when I made a mistake on piano, or maybe when I sing, I forgot a waltz, I create in the same time a new lyrics. This is the only way. Use the mistake as a creativity opportunity.
Right.
So I do a new song, or if I made a mistake like that, for example, maybe I repeat and I joking for that, like that, and the people laughing and think that was scheduled also this mistake.
I know. Yep, I've had that one too. I've had a lot of drum solos where they went into a different direction. So, and I'm like, but that sounded, you know, and then I'll play with it, and you know, unless it's a train wreck thing, then you just try to move away from it as fast as possible. But then, you know, if it's something that you know you could play with, it could be inspiring, and then you could do something else and make something new, and the crowd is engaged, and everybody's engaged in it and everything. So yeah, that's awesome. But dude, I actually have to get rolling. I could see my wife and kids are outside the car waiting.
Okay, now it's time for the song of the ending now.
All right.
It's a sad moment. ShartimusPrime go to home, and he cries because he forget the drum today, and this is so sad. Oh my God. Goodbye, my friend. Goodbye. Goodbye.